David and Lisa can be described as a perfect couple. They met in college and since then they had been inseparable from each other. David was drawn to Rachel because of her intelligence and ambition. Together, they conquered challenges, celebrated victory, and built a life of luxury together. But beneath the surface, cracks began to form. Rachel noticed Lisa's lingering glances at David during dinner parties, her laughter a little too flirtatious. She brushed it off at first, trusting her husband completely. Yet, the nagging feeling persisted, whispering doubts in her mind. Lisa, Rachel's best friend since childhood, had always been supportive, but Rachel could not ignore the subtle changes in her behavior. Lisa's compliments to David seemed overly affectionate, her hugs lingering a fraction too long. Rachel dismissed her suspicions, chiding herself for being paranoid. However, as time passed, the signs became harder to ignore. David received gifts from Lisa, late night calls claiming there were urgent work matters. Rachel's gut told her something was off, but she pushed the doubt aside, not wanting to believe her perfect life could unravel so easily. Rachel's day became consumed with doubt and anxiety. She tried to focus on her work, but her mind kept wandering back to David and Lisa. Was there something going on between them? She couldn't shake off the feeling of unease that settled in her stomach. One evening, she decided to surprise David at his office with dinner. As she approached, she saw him laughing with Lisa. Through the glass walls, her heart sank and a wave of suspicion washed over her. Rachel's suspicion reached a boiling point when she found a misplaced phone in their bedroom. Out of curiosity, she checked the phone and found incriminating messages between David and Lisa. Her hands trembled and she scrolled through the messages, her worst fears confirmed. Words like "miss you" and "can't wait to see you" stabbed at Rachel's heart. Tears welled up in her eyes as she realized the extent of the betrayal. Her husband, the man she had loved and trusted, was having an affair with her best friend. Rachel confronted David that very night, her voice shaking with rage and hurt. David's denial fell on deaf ears as Rachel unleashed her pent up emotions. How could he betray her like this? David stuttered, unable to come up with an explanation. With David's lies exposed, Rachel turned to Lisa, hoping for some shred of honesty. Lisa's tearful confession shattered Rachel's world. She admitted to her feelings for David, her voice filled with guilt and remorse. Rachel couldn't comprehend how her best friend could betray her in such a way. The pain of betrayal cut Rachel to the core. She felt like her entire world was crushing down around her. However, she could not trust anyone again. The betrayal from two people she loved and trusted most left her feeling lost and alone. In the days that followed, Rachel faced a difficult decision. Should she fight for her marriage or walk away from the betrayal? The thought of rebuilding trust seemed impossible, but the idea of starting over terrified her. Rachel turned to her mother for advice, her voice trembling as she recounted the events of the past few days. Her mother listened quietly, her heart breaking for her daughter. She urged Rachel to prioritize her own happiness above all else. With a heavy heart, Rachel consulted a lawyer to understand her options regarding the divorce and assets. The thought of dismantling the life she had built with David filled her with sadness, but she knew it was necessary for her own peace of mind. As the days turned into weeks, Rachel faced the harsh reality of the situation. She packed David's belongings in boxes, each item a painful reminder of the life they once shared. Rachel filed for divorce, her signature on the papers sealing the end of her fairy tale marriage. The weight of the decision hung heavy on her shoulder, but she knew it was the right thing to do. Lisa tried to apologize, but Rachel couldn't bear to see her former friend. The betrayal cut deep, leaving scars that would take time to heal. As Rachel adjusted to life on her own, the night felt especially lonely. She missed having someone to talk to share her dreams and fears. David moved his things out of their lavish homes, leaving Rachel alone with her thoughts. The emptiness of the house echoed her own feeling of loss and heartache. Rachel leaned on her friends and family for support during this difficult time. Their love and encouragement helped her through the darkest moments alone. Rachel began rediscovering the hobbies and passions she had set aside during her marriage. She threw herself into her work, finding solace in the familiar routines of her business. With time, Rachel's heart slowly began to heal from the betrayal. She focused on self care, indulging in long walks and bubble baths to soothe her troubled soul. Rachel decided of, to focus on her career, throwing herself into her work with renewed determination. She poured her energy into her growing business, finding fulfillment in her success. Rachel's friends encouraged her to start dating again, but she wasn't sure if she was ready. The thought of opening herself up to someone new was daunting, but she knew she couldn't let fear hold her back. Rachel met Mark, a charming businessman at a networking event. They hit it off instantly, their easy banter and shared interest drawing them together. Mark showed Rachel what true honesty and trust looked like, helping her heal from the wounds of her past. His unwavering support gave her the strength to believe in love again. Despite her growing feelings for Mark, Rachel was hesitant to jump into another relationship. The scars from her past lingered, whispering doubts and insecurities in her ears. Lisa reached out to Rachel, expressing her deep regret and asking for forgiveness. Rachel struggled to find words to respond, torn between anger and forgiveness. After much soul searching, Rachel decided to forgive Lisa, but their friendship would never be the same. The betrayal had irreparably damaged their bond, leaving behind a shadow of what once was. Rachel and David's divorce were finalized, closing a painful chapter of her life. She signed the papers with a mixture of relief and sadness, finally able to put the past behind her. Rachel decided to sell the house and start afresh somewhere new. She packed up her belongings, leaving behind the memories of her failed marriage. Rachel and Mark decided to take a trip together, exploring new destinations and making memories. The adventure brought them closer together, strengthening their bond. With Mark by her side, Rachel learned to trust and love again. Despite her past heartbreak, his unwavering love and support gave her the courage to open her heart once again. Rachel and Lisa slowly rebuilt their friendship, understanding that forgiveness doesn't erase the past but opens door to a new future. They took tentative steps towards each other, wary but hopeful. Rachel reflected on the lessons she learned about love, friendship, and resilience. She realized that true strength comes from facing adversity head on and emerging stronger on the other side. Rachel found a cozy apartment in the city, making it her own sanctuary. The space felt light and airy, a reflection of new beginnings she was embarking on. Despite her newfound happiness, Rachel knew challenges will always arise, but she was ready to face them head on. She felt stronger and more resilient than ever before, ready to tackle whatever life threw at her. Rachel celebrated her newfound freedom and independence with her loved ones. They toasted to new beginnings and brighter days ahead, grateful for the love and support that surrounded them. Rachel realized that sometimes the hardest moments leads to the greatest growth. She looked back on her journey with gratitude, knowing that every obstacle had led her to where she was today. Rachel counted her blessings every day, thankful for the people who stood by her during her darkest times. Their love and support had carried her through the toughest moments, and she would be forever grateful. As Rachel settled into her new life, unexpected surprises began to unfold. She received promotion at work, recognizing her hard work and dedication. The news filled her with a sense of accomplishment and pride, reminding her that she was capable of achieving anything that she set her mind to. Rachel and Mark talked about their future together, excited about what it held. They dreamed of traveling the world, starting a family, and growing old together. The possibilities seemed endless, and they were eager to see where life would take them. Rachel confronted her fears of commitment, knowing that Mark was different from anyone she would ever meet. She showed her what it meant to be loved unconditionally, and she realized that she didn't have to be afraid of opening her heart again. Rachel and Mark moved in together, blending their lives and creating new memories. They decorated their home with pieces that reflected their shared taste and interest, making it a place where they both felt loved and cherished. Rachel ran into David unexpectedly, their chance encounter stirring up a whirlwind of emotions. She felt a mix of anger, sadness, and nostalgia washed over her as they exchanged awkward pleasantries. Despite everything that had happened, she no longer felt any bitterness towards him. David apologized for his actions, acknowledging the pain he caused Rachel. She accepted his apology, finally finding closure. The weight that had been lifted off her shoulders left her feeling lighter and more at peace than she had in months. Rachel let go of the anger and resentment she had onto for so long. Freeing herself from the past, she realized that holding onto negative emotions only weighed her down and prevented her from moving forward. Forgiveness was the key to her own healing and happiness. Rachel and Mark traveled the world together, embracing every moment of their journey, from romantic getaways to exotic destinations. They made memories that would last a lifetime. Each new adventure brought them closer, strengthening their bond. Mark proposed to Rachel on a beautiful beach at sunset, promising to love and cherish her forever. Tears of joy streamed down Rachel's face as she said yes, knowing in her heart that she had found her soulmate. Rachel said yes without hesitation, knowing that Mark was the one she wanted to spend the rest of her life with. They sealed their love with passionate kiss, the beginning of a new chapter in their lives together. Rachel and Mark tied the knot in a beautiful ceremony. Surrounded by their friends and family, it was a day filled with love, laughter, and happy tears as they exchanged vows and promised to stand by each other through thick and thin. Rachel realized that her happily ever after wasn't what she had imagined, but it was better than she could have ever dreamed. With Mark by her side, she felt unstoppable, ready to face whatever challenges life threw their way. As Rachel looked back on her journey, she felt grateful for every twist and turn that led her to where she was today. She wouldn't change a single moment, knowing that each experience has shaped her into the person she had become. With Mark by her side, Rachel faced the future with hope and excitement, knowing that together they could conquer anything. Their love was stronger than ever. They were ready to write the next chapter of their story together. The journey of Rachel's resilience, forgiveness, and a newfound love is a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Despite the pain of betrayal, she emerged stronger and more determined to find happiness. As Rachel and Mark embarked on their married life together, they encountered both trials and triumph. Challenges arose, from financial struggles to disagreements, but they faced them as a team, their love guiding them through every obstacle. Rachel's career continued to flourish, with each milestone bringing her closer to her professional goals. She found fulfillment in her work, knowing that she was making a difference in the world. Mark's family welcomed Rachel with open arms, forming strong bond that added warmth and love to their life. They embraced her as one of their own, creating cherished memories together. Rachel and Mark received unexpected news that they were expecting a baby. The news filled them with overwhelming joy and excitement as they prepared to welcome their new addition to the family. As Rachel's pregnancy progressed, she and Mark began nestling, preparing their home for the arrival of their little ones. They painted the nursery, assembled furniture, and dreamed of the life they would build together as a family. The birth of their baby brought a new kind of love into Rachel and Mark's life. They marveled at the miracle of parenthood, cherishing every moment with their precious bundle of joy. Rachel struggled to balance motherhood with her career, but with Mark's unwavering support, they found a rhythm that worked for them. Together, they juggled late nights, early mornings, and diaper changes, knowing that every sacrifice was worth it for their family. Despite their busy schedules, Rachel and Mark made time for date nights, keeping the spark alive in their marriage. Whether it was a romantic dinner at home, or a weekend getaway. They prioritized their relationship above all else. Rachel watched in awe as her baby grew and flourished, marveling at the bond between father and child. She felt grateful for the love that surrounded her, knowing that she was exactly where she was meant to be. Life threw fair share of blessings at Rachel and Mark, a health scare, financial setback, an unexpected twist and turn, but they faced them head on. Their love and resilience carried, carrying them throughout the toughest times. They celebrated milestones big and small, from their baby's first step to the 10th wedding anniversary. Each moment was a reminder of how far they have come and how they had overcome together. As the year passed by, Rachel and Mark grew stronger together, their love deepening with each passing day. They faced life ups and downs as united fronts. Rachel and Mark found joy in giving back to the community. They created cherished family traditions from holiday gathering to summer vacation. When the children left home to pursue their own path, Rachel and Mark faced the empty nest with a mixture of sadness and pride. They savored the quiet moments, knowing that their love would always be the foundation of their family. With the children grown and independent, Rachel and Mark rediscovered each other. Rachel and Mark lived each day with grateful hearts, thankful for the love that has sustained them through the years. They knew that life was unpredictable, but as long as they had each other, they could face whatever the future held. Rachel's journey from heartbreak to happiness, from betrayal to forgiveness, had led her to a life filled with love and fulfillment. With Mark by her side, she had found her happily ever after. A love that was stronger than any obstacle they faced.